talking about how much is your soul worth tonight. And how much, and what would you give in exchange for your soul? I like verse 27 where it says, the Son of Man shall come in his glory, the glory of his Father with the angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Some people take that a little bit out of context, thinking that we're working our way to heaven and we're not. But God will reward us for the things that we do, and we'll also have to give an answer for the things that we don't do. This morning we talked about walking in the light, walking in the darkness. When we stand before Him, He's probably, I wonder, even though He's going to know all things, and we're going to have the mind of God, I wonder if we're going to think about the times that we didn't walk where we should have walked. When we were in the gray areas and we may have chosen the wrong answer or maybe we went in the wrong direction. But this world, the way things are going, and as the closer we get to the coming of the Son of Man, the closer it's going to be, the worse it's going to get. I read an article this last week I want to share with you. People today are involved in things that would shock you beyond belief. You can't even begin to imagine the things that are going on in society today. For instance, just outside Boston, Massachusetts, 17 girls under the age of 16 are expecting babies. That was no shock. But this part was. They made a pact to get pregnant, and they all did. One of them even got pregnant by a 24-year-old homeless man. Kids are also committing murder, selling drugs, committing hate crimes, and the list goes on and on. Why is all of this happening? My opinion, it's because people are more willing these days to trade their own life for something that this world has to offer that will not last but for a short time. I read that scripture to you this morning, Hebrews 11:25. Sin is fun for a season. And I kind of wonder, why is it when you're watching a show and they say something off color and it's funny? I mean, I'm not talking about you. I do the same thing. Or when you're watching a comedian and it's going along pretty good, and all of a sudden he says something that you know that's wrong, that may be ugly, and it's funny. Well, the devil wants it to be funny. The devil wants us to be attracted to those things. So the more and more we get, and more things we put in our mind, the harder it is for us to keep God where He needs to be, in our minds. And the devil is getting people to trade things in, things that they wouldn't do 15, 20 years ago, that they allow now, today, in their home. I remember growing up, for a long time, as teenagers, Judy and I didn't have a TV. And one of the fellows at the church felt bad for us and brought us over a little black and white, I don't know what the 19-inch screen. You almost had to sit within arm's reach to watch it or anything. There was any writing across the screen, we weren't going to catch it. And that's when you had the old dial. You had channel, every other channel and whatnot. You didn't have all of them. And we watched that, but I wasn't able to watch All in the Family with Archie Bunker. You didn't watch that. That was sin. Because he was a bigot. And we weren't able to watch Three's Company. Oh my goodness, a guy living with two women, you know that something's going to be going on. We weren't able to watch that. Wasn't able to watch some other programs that were on. The Love Boat. The Love Boat. Soon will, I changed all the words up, but I don't want to sing it from here. But you go on a Love Boat cruise on the weekend and you fall in love. Which I don't think really happens myself. We were watching a Lifetime show yesterday. I asked Melissa, could you really fall in love in 7 days? And she said, yeah, you could. I said, I'm thinking I wouldn't. I want to get a background check. I want to see a church membership roll, a baptism. Did she have a baptism certificate? I want to see some pedigree here. Where did she come from? What are her parents doing? What happened? Because the way that the world is today. But nowadays, you go to TV Land, you can watch Archie Bunker. It's mild, very mild. Very few things, I don't know if they had very much cussing on it. You can watch Three's Company on the same program. And I don't know, maybe John Ritter was, maybe I don't know, maybe that was a big thing for him. The Love Boat, you can watch it on TV Land. All these shows that we couldn't watch, I couldn't watch growing up, and there was others. You know, we never watch soap operas. Oh, God forbid, watch soap opera. But then the soap operas compared to now was night and day. And you know, the thing is, I wonder, as I was going through this message, I wonder why was it something that was so wrong years ago, why is it still wrong today?
Right.
We all know that bigotry is wrong. Being, you know, not liking somebody because of the color of their skin. That's wrong. We all know that fornication and adultery is wrong, and that's kind of what the Love Boat promoted. You know, we're going to go on this Love Boat, we're going to find somebody. You know, and we all know that, you know, illegal cohabitation or living with somebody prior to you getting married, that's still a crime. I don't know if you do that. But we can't enforce every crime. I mean, we have bigger and better fish to fry, and I know we do. But the things that were wrong now, almost every show you watch has some sexual connotation to it. Some underlying meaning that some of the kids don't catch it, but some of them do. And then when they see us laughing at it, because, you know, it's funny, it doesn't mean that it's right.
Right.
Well, as I was thinking about this, how much is our soul worth? What are we going to exchange? What are we going to put up with and just overlook and have a complacent mind and say, well, it's really not that bad, when it is really that bad? I'll say it tonight, and I honestly feel this way. I don't think an R-rated movie is going to be, there's going to be anything good with it. I don't think so. They're going to have some PG-13s we've had to shut off because of the language. It's so terrible. And, you know, and yeah, I hate that when we're getting right through a movie and we're trying, you know, we're getting involved in the movie and then something happens that, you know, or somebody starts ripping off a bunch of terrible cuss words, using my Lord's name in vain over and over and over and over again, along with all the other words that go with it, or that they put with it. And then when I read this article of these 17 girls that made a pact, what was in their mind? What were they thinking about? They're children themselves, 16 years old, children themselves, making a pact. Well, I want us to look at this tonight, just for a few minutes. What do people trade their souls in for? What do people trade it in for? What do people trade their souls for? Well, they trade it for jobs, money, fame, popularity, power, and sexual sins. And the things that we would not have, you would not, 20 years ago, you would not have ever heard of same-sex marriage being on a ballot, or even have to discuss it. It wouldn't even be in our minds. We wouldn't even think about it. I remember when I was a kid, even when a girl got pregnant in the church we were at, their parents usually shipped them off somewhere. And they came back and, well, there's a baby. I guess the stork brought it. Because it was right, it was just, because it was open, it was simple. But now, today I don't have the statistics in front of me. I wonder what the statistics are of kids, of the high school kids, and it goes not just to girls, but because it takes a boy. We all know that. How many of them are involved in that? How many children did Kern County have last year by children? Because that's what it is. Under the age of 18, you're a child. Some of them, under the age of 30, they're still a child. They haven't got there yet. The list goes on. The Bible tells us we should, in Mark chapter 7, verse 23, all these evil things come from within and defile the man. It all starts right here and right here. Well, this isn't that bad. I mean, after all, I'm just gonna, just going to go to this party that I know is not going to be, I know the people who are going, I know it probably won't be a good place for me, but I won't be the one that gets involved in any of that. I was there once. I was usually the guy, and I hate to admit it, on the table with a lampshade on his head, dancing to some stupid song that had no rhythm at all, and everybody was looking and laughing. Don't laugh. Some of you were right there. Some of you were right there. You want to hand me a lampshade. But I'm just saying, the things that we thought, I remember, I'm a bear, all my dirty laundry. I can remember doing a lot of things that I should. I knew better, but I still did it. I remember when I turned 18, I thought, you know what? I'm 18 years old. I can make my own way. I'm an adult now. And I thought, I lived his way for 18 years. I want to live my own way. Mistake. That's right. Mistake. All those things that he told me, I thought he was crazy. You know what? They all came to fruition. I figured them out the hard way.
Right.
Man hasn't changed much over the years. Just the things. Now listen to this. This isn't my statement, but I got this. I was reading this in a book. Man hasn't changed much over the years. Just the things that man is doing and the things that others will tolerate has changed. The things that we tolerate have changed. I can remember I told you before when one of the biggest stores in Salina, Kansas was going to be open on Sunday, and we went down as a church with other churches and stood across. We were standing across the way, the place where you drive in, and we were in a picket line. Because no store was open on Sunday when I was a kid. Nothing. No fast trip, no nothing. Didn't open. They closed it at midnight or whatever it was, 2 o'clock. The bars did midnight on Saturday night, and nothing opened up again until Monday. And I remember that store. We went down there, and the driving master was telling us about it, and I thought, yeah, the sinners need to be closed on Sunday. It's God's day. But yet there were several times we went to eat on Sunday. Didn't say nothing about the restaurant. Went to Church's Chicken probably at least 2 or 3 times a month on Sunday. Just, you couldn't eat there. You just go get the food. But those people were open. Never said nothing about that. I remember when we first moved to California, and Dad went into Vaughn's. And he wanted to see the manager. The manager said, hey, come over here. Keep him up the front. What's this deal with all this liquor up here? It's supposed to be a family store. He said, well, what do you mean? The guy had no clue. Because California is not just a wet state, but we're talking a friggin' wet state. And he said, well, because we had packaged liquor stores. You couldn't buy any alcohol. You had to go to a packaged liquor store. And they knew when you were going in there, you were getting beer and cigarettes. That were dirty books. That's all they sold. They were out throughout the town. That's all they sold. The sinful things. I remember a guy at our church, he'd always park in the back like nobody could see his car. Had to walk around the front, go in the front door, right on the corner of Broadway and Main. Just, everybody drove by there, and you'd see him, and you'd honk and wave. He sat down and walk on in. You'd think he'd turn around and go back to his car that was parked behind him, because everybody knew he was back there. What would a person exchange their soul for? I told Melissa, we saw a commercial on TV about those electric cigarettes. A friend of mine told me, I'm not sure, I didn't check the price. He said for 5 of those things that go in there, it was $18. And I don't know how many times you smoke it, or how many times you can go, And so he switched from cigarettes to those. Because those have a vapor, not a smoke. You may see people, unless the store says no smoking or vapor, they can smoke those in the store. I jammed a guy up, and we were in Forever 21 trying to find something for Abigail or something, and I was walking off, and I jammed the guy up and said, "Did you get smoke in here?" This is vapor. It's not smoke. He said a little bit more feminine than that, but anyways. I said, well, I don't care what it is. You shouldn't have it in here. I thought I was a fanatic, and I was. Several things that used to be done behind closed doors are being done more and more openly. Just say something to me. Remember that commercial on TV? Put a battery on it, just go ahead, knock it off. It's still the same attitude every day. Just go ahead and say something to me. I can do what I want. We were goofing around at the table today while he was there, and I said, she was going to eat the carrots. I said, you tell your mom I'm not going to eat them and you can't make them. I remember, and it brought my mind back to a time when me and one of the deacon's boys, Sister Ruth Hackney, she ran the nursery kind of like Sister Jan does. You know, on Sunday, she's always in there on Sunday. And she said, could you boys come in? The lady was going to show up to help us. They had a 3 and 4-year-old room, kind of like ours, split up. And Chris and I went in there and said, we're just messing around. And I told this kid, I said, you didn't do this. And he said, no. So I thought, you know what? Fix him. When your mom and dad tell you to do something, say no, and you can't make me. We're just playing around. Mom and dad came to get their kid, and there was a different door. And, hey, how are you? Put your coat on. No, I'm not going to, and you can't make me. And they said, well, where did you hear that? The whole class went, boom. What? They must have heard that on TV. They were probably watching Three's Company. That was a commercial. And then we kind of laughed. You know, the next mom came. Come on, let's go. No, I'm not going, and you can't make me. Oh, man, 17 of them. No, I'm not going, and I'm not doing it, and you can't make me. Jesus said we were never asked to go back and help that class again. And I was thinking about that this morning. I said, I can't wait till Augustus gets that old and say, tell your mom and dad, I'm not doing it, and you can't make me. That won't go over very well, Austin. What you pay for your raising. Anyways, number 2. What do people take away from? They take things from others that they may not want to give, such as those that have already traded their soul in will want to have company. I said this morning, you don't sin just to yourself. It affects somebody. Even affects you. Maybe it affects your children. Maybe it affects your spouse, other family members. They watch you, and they watch how you just kind of. I'm not trying to compare with Satan, but they watch your actions and how you react to things and what you say.
Right.
Whenever Melissa and I are talking about something serious, say, "Okay, go out of the room." I always wonder if they're right there. They're not. I hope not. But if they are, you know. Misery loves company. Once they have lost their soul to the devil and have started that backward slide, they will do things that they wouldn't normally do. The easiest thing they start usually is their language. I remember as a kid, whenever somebody was around church people, they didn't use foul language. Because it was offensive. After a while, it became second nature to some people. It doesn't matter what they think. The Bible clearly states in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. That's one of the reasons why if you're going to a movie and they have all that foul language, is it helping you? Is it edifying your spirit? Is it building your spirit up? Is it edifying God? No. Number 3. What are people tempted to favor? Things of this world that before they would have never even thought about. I can remember growing up, we went to church camp, and it was nothing like any church camp here. It was hot. It used to be an army barracks. They'd give us salt tablets in the afternoon so you wouldn't just drop out while you were in an activity. Those were nasty. Best to chew them up real quick and swallow them with some water. It was a salt tablet. It kind of reminded me of Altoids without the hard shell. And after that lunchtime, when you were walking out, they'd give you 2 salt tablets. Be sure you drink plenty of water. You're going to have to get this thing down. And to get that terrible taste out of your mouth, and your tongue would have that white film on it all day. And we thought we were living high, going to church camp, woohoo! And then we came out here to church camp with the Harlan. Are those trees? And we didn't blow 100 miles an hour, blowing dust down our throat. We didn't have those back then, but I imagine they had something. And we were just, just loving it, thought it was great. You had to have a box fan in the rafters, wired in with clothes hangers that you brought some clothes on, but they're going to be dirty anyways. You're going to need the hangers again. You wired them up so it would blow down on you. And when you were so close to the rafters on the top bunk, if you set up, you'd get your hair caught in that fan. But you lay real still because you get this, what it's called, sweat or perspiration built up during the night. You wouldn't need a blanket, you wouldn't need a sheet, and that would just blow on you. Oh, this is heaven. Like the Harlan had put a jacket on at night. What kind of deal is that? I remember the first year we went, I couldn't believe it. I thought we were at a resort. People are tempted to favor things that are not godly. When they trade their soul in, they start changing the way they live their life. Their thought pattern starts to change. Remember, they change. They think things are not godly, as such in books, movies, videos, computer sites, jokes, and lack of honesty. There's two things I can't stand: is a thief and a liar. I can't stand that. You probably could have asked me, and I might have given it to you. Why try and steal it from me? Remember when the devil came to Jesus and tempted him? Jesus used Scripture to battle him. Today they'll use violence to fight others. They trade their soul in. They will know the talk, but they won't walk the walk. You know what that is? That's a hypocrite or a liar. They know all the right things to say, but you know what? When they get away, they're doing something completely different, and they're living their life the way they want to live it, and nobody can change them. You know what? I'm not going to do it, and you can't make me. That's the attitude they have deep down. You can't make me. I'm going to live the way I want to live, no matter what you say, no matter what the Bible says. I really don't care. That's what they're saying. You can't force me to do something I don't want to do, and you know what? We really can't. Brother Mike came to up to the hospital. We were all in the family room. He worked for Walmart for 13 years? And he was telling us if somebody you get something and which was a lot of good information he was giving us. You get something at Walmart and you walk out, they cannot stop you. Now don't try this. Kids, don't try this at home. But they can't physically stop you. They can't lay a hand on you. You know what they do is, and I said, well, I saw some kids walking out with some stuff, and they went up there and said, hey, can we talk to you for a minute? You didn't pay for that stuff. You didn't. And they turned around and walked around. I said, man, if I'd have known that. Whenever I heard that alarm go off at Target, I always yell, run! The people are, but they can't do anything about it. You know what? You know what? When I was a kid growing up, and you tried to steal something, they'd chase you down and tackle you in the parking lot. It's a candy bar, brother. I'll pay you later. 25 cents. Come on, you broke my arm here, and you shattered my knee over a candy bar. But you know what? No lawsuits will be done. You stole something. You were a thief. I remember, I didn't know my friend was a thief. When I was a kid, we were in Kansas, and we'd walk in, and he'd say, no, you with the redhead, you go outside, ready to come in. I went in, and that's when I reminded me we were at yesterday, we were at that barbecue place. You could make your own ice cream cone, and I told us I could probably get it about here and bring it back to you. You don't you dare. Well, when we were there, they finally put a sign. It was some orange. Probably it was nasty, I'm not sure, but orange ice cream. You have a cup, and then you build it about this far above the cup. They finally put a sign up. No more than 1 inch prior to over the top of the cup because we were ripping them off. So I walked back out and I said, Alan, what's the deal? He said, well, I stole some things from the store and they caught me. I said, what? He didn't go to church. His dad didn't believe in God. Work, you know, a man needs to work, and then go to church. I said, yeah, so I can't come back in for a month. I was thinking, I wonder how many times I was looking he stole something and didn't catch him. But nowadays, people are afraid. People are afraid of offending someone. You know, Brother Harrison told me, I said, we were talking last week, and I said, how's school going? He said, you know what, Gary, it's not like it used to be. He said, we don't have the demerit system anymore. We don't have detentions. I said, why? He said, because we had some parents come and saying that you are being offensive to my child, and they will not stay after school. I said, what? Yeah. They said that we were singling their children out and embarrassing them in front of the whole class by giving them a demerit. He said, so we had to stop. He said, because they were pushing the envelope. We were trying to push back, but you know what? Their envelope was a little bit bigger than ours. Because they had every other parents who were feeling the same way. You can't single my child out and embarrass him by giving them detention. Don't even try to. I can't tell you how many times I say it on a break. Not as many as you might think, but it was a few times. Eric Thompson, we have A privilege, C privilege, or E privilege. E privilege, you've got 15-minute longer break. I remember Brother Harrison saying, okay, on E privilege, go ahead and take your break. I was always saying, if I could do an A privilege, but I wasn't going to do a C, and I'm not going to be one of those guys that do an E. But man, that 15 minutes more would have been better. He said, we don't even have that, we don't have that anymore either. Because it wasn't fair, those kids couldn't do better. It should be equal across the board. He said, man, they're taking over. He said, pretty much. He said, it's scary. He said, each year it's just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And you know what? We wouldn't have thought about that 10 years ago, right out of school, 25, 26, I don't know, 30 years, whatever. And we wouldn't even thought about that. We wouldn't even thought about getting up out of our chair and going to the bathroom and staying there for 20 minutes. No, we wouldn't even thought about that. I said, well, how do you control it? He said, as easy as we possibly can, because we don't want to offend any of these children. I said, why are they even going? He said, because they can't go anywhere else. I'm glad we don't have that problem. We don't, do we?
No, we do not.
I haven't heard about it if we do. It's all in Sister Tony if we have that problem. You know, when those people that have exchanged their soul, when you go to visit them, they know that God will come up in the conversation because that's why you're there. I remember a fellow used to go here, I won't tell you his name because most of you know him. He said, don't come to my house on Thursday nights. What you'll meet is a double-barrel shotgun coming through that little square in my door that look and see who's out there. I said, come on. I went over, bam. I don't think he would have shot me, but he got his point across. I didn't go back. They will do one of three things. They will tell you what you want to hear. They will change the subject as quickly as they can, or they'll really act like they've repented, even go through the sinner's prayer, not being serious about it because they've exchanged their soul. They're done serving God. They're done living for God. They're done doing what's right. And the thing is, they quit reading their Bible a whole long time before that. They started missing church. They started, having a bad attitude because when the devil moves in and sets up shop, you can't have a good attitude. You can't do anything other than what he wants you to do because you sold your soul. You say, why are you preaching this to us? Because I always want you to know what's happening in the world that we live in. You say, I witness and I witness and I witness and I witness, and it seems like I'm beating my head against the wall. You know what? Because people, they used to be, God was here and people were right here. Now people are way over here. God is the last thing they think about. I came across a guy last week, and I was talking to him, I said, we were standing in line, I said, hey, there's a long line at the store. I said, what do you got? I said, it was at Costco, I think maybe a week before. before. I went to get toilet paper and water. That's all I had in my cart. And this guy had a cart that was, you know what? Let me just break off here for a second. There's a certain way you should pack your grocery cart.
Right.
It's called logistics. Don't just plop it in there. That's where I go, because everything is there. I like that. I just like that. Don't set the milk on top of my grapes. My grapes will be grape juice by the time we don't do that. And but we go in with one cart, and I say, should we get 2 carts? No, let's just do 1. We always go back to the second cart because I can only have so many things in one cart. But this guy was in front of me in Costco, and I'm looking at his cart. I'm thinking, oh man, he's got grapes in that cart, they're dead. They'll be raisins by the time he gets home. And I said, man, you shopping for a bunch? He said, not really. Just came in here kind of like a candy store and I just couldn't quit. Wow. And he just put all kinds of stuff in his cart. And I said, wow. And he said, what, do you just come from water and toilet paper? I said, yeah, this time. And he said, oh. He said, are you working in an office? I suppose I didn't have time. And I said, no, I'm the pastor of a church. Oh. Because he had some Jack Daniels in there, some what is it, Old Henry or something Henry, some whiskeys in there, and he said, oh, and he kind of got between me and those. And I thought, how would we stand here when you put them up on the counter? So I didn't say that. I said, yeah. I said, you go to church anywhere? And he said, you know what? No. I said, well, did you go with your kid? He said, no. I said, have you ever went to church? He said, no. I said, have you ever been inside a church? We went through the San Luis Obispo mission. Is that a church? Yeah, it is a church. Yeah, we went through there one time, just kind of walking through San Luis Obispo, and went in there. And he said, you guys have that bowl of water at the back of your remember that? I said, no. We're not a Catholic church. It's a Baptist church. He said, are all churches the same? I said, no. No. He said, so you don't wear one of those white collars? I said, no. And we don't have nuns either. And he said, wow. And so I gave him my card. I said, here, I'd like to invite you to my church. He gave me the card and said, you do that full time? I said, yeah. Wow. He was completely serious. He didn't have any clue about a church. I said, you've never, ever been in a church. I was just as shocked as he was shocked talking to me. And he said, no, never. Not for a wedding or a funeral? Oh, I don't go to funerals. He said, no, most weddings I show up for the reception, that's about it. I'd like to be able to do that, but usually I'm one of the guys that stand up front, you know. And I said, you know, we're all going to have to face God one day. It was kind of like God started talking about himself. Oh man, where did that come from? You know, and he said, where? At church? I said, no, in heaven. Oh, I plan on going to heaven. About that time, we pulled the old Henry out, put it out, and so we put it on the counter. I plan on going to heaven. Pretty sure I will. And then as he was bagging his stuff up, you know, pushing his cart out, I was walking next to him, and I said, well, you know what? That cart I give you. I said, why don't you come and see us? He hasn't been here. I doubt he'll come. But you know what? More and more I come across people that have no clue what goes on inside this building. Have no clue about God, don't know about Adam and Eve, don't know about the real true Christmas story. You say, that's crazy. No, I'm telling you. Don't have a clue. God had a son, and his name was Jesus, but yet he wasn't married, or it was a, what kind of deal was that? They have embraced the new lifestyle and probably won't even want to talk to you if they really trade their soul. They won't want to talk to you. You won't get in. You know how you get into most people, I used to get into most people's houses. Can I come in? No, sure. Come on in, Pastor. No, it's, well, you know, we just sit down and eat. What do you eat? You know what? Fixing it right. You know, we were just heading out. They told me that, and just, maybe it was just a little bit of maliciousness. I'll sit down the street and wait and see if they're ever going to. Yeah, an hour now, we haven't left. They lied. No, I wouldn't wait that long. But you know what? When they've embraced that lifestyle, they're not going to change because they obviously like that lifestyle. They obviously like the opportunity to sell their soul for something that is not going to amount to a hill of beans. And when I stand before God, He's going to ask Him. And then you know what I think you're going to say? You know what? Maybe I should have did something different. Well, maybe you should have, but you waited entirely too late. You didn't find out. And you know what? I was thinking as I was talking to that guy, I asked him, I said, well, do you have a family? He said, yeah, a wife and 2 children. He was probably about, I'd say, 25, 28 years old. I said, well, you know, I said, we have children's church at our church. They can come and be involved in a class of their own age. And he said, you know, I just can't really see myself in church. I said, well, probably because you've never been there. I said, you come, you may like it, you may enjoy your time. He said, well, what do you do there? You just kind of direct the people? I said, well, yeah, kind of. I preach. You do what? I said, I stand up and give an oral report. I didn't know what to tell me. I told me to lecture. He said, really? He said, are you one of those preachers I've seen on TV that yell and spit? And no, I'm really calm. Yeah, because those people freak me out. I said, no, we wouldn't do that. We would try. We wouldn't freak you out. I know. Do I freak you people out? Hey, Josh, run that back and say, let's have nothing on that answer right there. Nothing on that answer. Yeah, sometimes. What? Sometimes? Where did that come from? You bunch of sinners? Huh?
Yeah, we're close. Yeah.
Did I? Oh, wow. Let's not even go there.
Yeah.
Let's go to number 4. What do we need to do to train people to fight back? The Bible says in James chapter 4, verse 17, submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Luke 4:8. And Jesus answered and said to him, get thee behind me, Satan. For it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Ephesians 4:27. Neither give place to the devil. Don't give him the opportunity to move in. I told you before, it feels wrong, sounds wrong, looks wrong, it probably is wrong. Probably there's no place for you. We need to train people that nothing is worth trading your soul for. If you give the devil an inch, he'll take a mile. You may be able to get out, but your children may not be able to get out. There are 3 dangers of living in sin. And if somebody says, I'm not too worried about it, you can tell them this. There's 3 dangers of living in sin. You could die in the state that you're in. You just die. You get into an accident, mentally not be able to change. For God can come back. Signs of the times are everywhere. We need to stay close to God in the day that we live. One conclusion, something may seem important at the time, but look at the big picture and make sure that it is what God would want you to do. So when it's all said and done, you can say what Paul said in 2 Timothy 4, verse 5 through 8. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of the ministry. And then Paul said, For I am now ready to be offered, the time of my departure is at hand. I've fought a good fight, I've finished the course, I've kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me in that day. But that's me only, but all those also that are his appearing. I want to be able to say that. I want to be able to say, I'm ready. did all I can do, and I can't do any more. I'm ready. Harry and Brenda sit over with Tony. They're getting married 7 weeks. She said 7 weeks, so many days, so many hours. And he said, Pastor, they're good Christian people, good Christian couple. He said, Pastor, he said, I asked him, what kind of wedding do you want? Long, medium, short? Short, medium, or long? He said, we don't want a big long thing. But he said, I'd actually have to say one thing. He said, because there'll be a lot of non-believers there. Or wishy-washy believers. He said, will you mention that we both love the Lord?
Yeah.
And we're doing this because it's what God asks us to do.
Yeah.
We're doing it the right way. He said, maybe, just maybe, it'll trigger something in their minds. And they'll realize, you know what, there is a way to do things. I said, yeah, I'll do that, no problem. I said, we'll get together the week up, and we'll go over it, and I'll see whatever you'd like me to say. He said, well, I'd really like for something like that. He said, just use your own judgment with it, but because I want them to know that we did things the way God would want us to do things.
Amen.
And I know that we face things in our church, we face things in your family that may not be the way you want them to happen. But you know what? Who are we to say that one sin is greater than another?
That's right.
Who are we not to forgive,
That's right.
not to overlook? Let's just go on. You say, well, you don't know. It doesn't matter if I understand you or not. That's what God wants us to do. Let's stand together tonight.